So who are your consumers, who are your audience, and how do you actually reach them? And I think there are three crucial ways that public relations can help you to do that. The first is by thinking visual. If you look at the change in the way people are actually accessing information over the last 4 or 5 years, probably the biggest change is that everything has gone visual. People no longer read a huge amount. You produce a huge amount of text and it's like interesting, it lends credibility, nobody reads it. What they look for is something that's visual. So that's one element that I think you should definitely be using. Online social media, and in as visual a way as you possibly can, and if you can't, use audio. I know bloggers will tell you that text works very well, but I honestly believe visual beats it hands down every time. Your second element that you should be looking at, I think, is e-zines. I'm 30 years in public relations, and 30 years ago, if you wanted to send somebody a newsletter, you wrote it, you edited it, you sent it to a printer, the printer produced it, it came back to the office, you put it into an envelope, you printed off labels, you put them onto the envelopes, you ran them through a franking machine, and then you sent them out. It was a massively expensive and time-consuming process. E-zines nowadays, you can send them out for nothing. They're 0.00 something per person that you target. And the interesting thing about e-zines is it gives you an impression. With online media, people have to go out and look for you or your story. With an e-zine, you come to them. So they flash through it. It doesn't sell anything. It does exactly the same thing. It tells your story. And the third element that I believe you should look at, and you shouldn't overlook, is traditional media. Traditional media, television or radio. And I'll tell you why. It's not because you should be appearing on television or radio. It's because if you do, you get that really valuable third-party endorsement from journalists.